Imagine waking up in a world where death is everywhere. The air feels heavy, the streets are silent, and your neighbor is gone. Not missing, not moved away, dead. Now imagine this isn't just your town, but the entire continent. This is Europe in the 14th century, and something invisible is hunting humans. They called it the Black Death. In just a few years, it wiped out nearly half of Europe's population. But this isn't just a story about death. This is how one disease rewrote history forever. It began quietly, far from Europe, along the trade routes of Asia. A deadly bacterium hiding inside fleas, living on black rats. No one knew it yet, but death was traveling. Across deserts, across oceans, hidden inside ships filled with silk, spices, and something far more dangerous. By 1347, the ships arrived in Europe, but they didn't bring prosperity, they brought horror. Witnesses described sailors already dead, their bodies blackened, swollen, rotting. Some ships drifted into ports with no one alive on board. And when people went to investigate, they unknowingly welcomed death into their cities. At first, it seemed like a fever. Then came the pain, unbearable. Victims developed swollen lumps called buboes in their neck, armpits, and groin. Their skin turned dark, almost black. Blood seeped beneath it. Some vomited blood, others coughed it into the air, spreading the disease even faster. And then, within days, they were gone. No cure, no explanation, no escape. Families watched each other die, one by one. Parents abandoned children, children abandoned parents. Mass graves were dug because there were simply too many bodies. Death was no longer rare, it became normal. The plague didn't stop. It moved like wildfire, city to city, village to village, Italy, France, England, Germany. Everywhere it went, it left silence. Entire towns vanished. Historians estimate 25 to 50 million people died, nearly half of Europe. Every second person gone. In some places, survival felt like a curse, because if you lived, you watched everyone else disappear. People didn't understand what was happening, so they searched for answers. Some believed it was God's punishment, others blamed poisoned air or the stars. Fear turned people against each other. Minority groups were falsely accused. Violence spread. Doctors wore strange beak-like masks filled with herbs, believing it would protect them. But nothing worked, because the enemy was invisible. Then something unexpected happened. The plague began to slow. Not because humans defeated it, but because it had already taken so much. From the ashes of death, a new world began to arise. With so many people gone, workers became rare, and suddenly they had power. Peasants demanded better wages and conditions. For the first time, they could say no to kings and lords. The system of feudalism began to crack. Kings lost armies, nobles lost control of their lands, entire economies collapsed. But in that collapse, opportunity was born. New ideas spread, trade evolved, cities rebuilt. People began questioning authority, religion, and the structure of society itself. The Black Death didn't just kill people, it weakened kingdoms, redistributed wealth, and changed history.
Out of tragedy came transformation, the Renaissance, a rebirth of art, science, and human thinking. People began to explore, invent, and challenge old beliefs. The world was no longer the same because the plague had changed everything. And here's the most chilling part. The Black Death never truly disappeared. The bacterium Yersinia pestis still exists today. It lives in animals, in nature, waiting. A reminder that even the smallest organisms can reshape humanity's fate. The Black Death was more than a disease. It was a turning point. A moment when the world broke and rebuilt itself into something new. It brought fear, it brought chaos, but it also brought change. And sometimes it takes something devastating to transform history forever. If this story shocked you, share, like, and comment. Remember, history is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered.